Our guest today is Lexi Donarski. And Lexi, I just want you to know this is not some fly-by-night podcast where we don't do our research.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
Just from the very beginning, I want you to know, let me check. Yeah, we're disappointed that you didn't show up with any baked goods from your grandmother.
Oh my gosh, how do you know about that?
Yeah, how do we know about that? That's exactly
We know
right.
a lot of things, Lexi.
So,
Well, next time she's in town, I will bring some over.
okay, I just want to establish your expectations right at
Yeah.
the beginning so that you'll be aware that we probably know it all.
Okay, yeah, I got that.
We're getting Lexi off a smoking hot performance against UNC Greensboro this week. What a game for you. Tar Heels get a win. What went right in that game?
Yeah, I mean, shots falled when they needed to. UNCG was a really good team. They have a lot of experience, and those mid-majors can play really tough. Like, those are hard games. We really needed a win. We needed to get back in the win column, so I'm glad that we were able to pull it out. Maria had a great inside presence when we needed her to, and, yeah, we just were able to grit that one out.
How's the season gone so far? I know there's been some results that you guys have not liked, but how do you feel like it's coming together? A lot of new pieces on this team. So how's all that process playing out?
Yeah, I mean, half the team is new, transfers and freshmen. Yeah, so it definitely takes a little bit. We've been going since June, so we're finally starting to get there, I feel like. But it still is really early in the season, and so we know that there's still a lot of growth and steps that we want to make. But I like where we're headed, and we got a big one coming up Sunday, so I'm hoping that we're able to take another step forward.
Okay. For those who don't know, of course, Lexi is new to Carolina, Iowa State transfer, had a terrific career with the Cyclones. Tell us a little bit about the process of transferring, why Carolina was the right choice for you, and then all the different things that you had to do to make that happen.
Yeah, so the process is crazy, especially the first week or two when tons and tons of schools are reaching out to you.
Sure.
Emails, calls, texts. Like, I have all these unknown phone calls that I'm getting, like, because I haven't talked to any of these schools yet, so I don't have any of the numbers saved. And then it's like, well, I guess I'll just answer it. And then it's like, some of them are like, do you know who this is? And I'm like, no, I'm sorry. Like,
I'm sure you're a lovely person.
Yeah, on the first call, and then they're like, oh, this is coach from wherever. But yeah, that first week is really crazy. On the phone for over 12 hours a day easily.
Wow.
Partially with my parents and my old AAU coach and stuff, people that were helping me out throughout the process, because I didn't have a lot of relationships with coaches. I had committed so early that I didn't have, there wasn't a school that was like, oh, I know I'm going to go there. Like, I'm leaving and this is where I want to go. So I feel like that made it almost a little bit more difficult because I didn't have those relationships. But so why Carolina? Coach Banghart reached out to me right away. She was one of the first people that was texting me and calling me.
She was watching that portal. She was like, is Lexi going in? Is she going, yes, okay.
Yeah, and so we had played them the year before. So I think she kind of knew my game and knew what I liked to do, which helped a little bit. But yeah, she was very aggressive in recruiting me, which it was good to feel wanted and know that I knew I could fit in with their team. They had a lot of returning players that were really good that I was looking forward to playing with. I liked how they played. They want to play fast, and that's something that we're still working on and trying to get better at throughout this season. And, yeah, just a lot of talent. And I want to be on a team that can win at a really high level, and I just felt like Carolina was the right place for that. I took my visit. I got to meet all of those girls that were returning, and we got along really well. It just clicked, and I was like, I feel like this is the place that I want to be at.
But we were talking before we got started. It wasn't like an easy process, though, right?
No, it wasn't.
So what happened then?
Yeah, so then transferring your senior year is very challenging academically. And I was close to graduating. I had 18 credits left, and I was talking with the academic advisor here and what my future steps would look like. And she was like, it's going to be really difficult. And we were looking, and it would have been hard for me to graduate in my fourth year, in my senior year. So long story, we just ended up saying, I'm going to graduate online from Iowa State over the summer. And I did that. I took those 18 credits and I graduated. And so I'm really lucky to be starting my master's program, a 2-year program earlier, which is better. And yeah, I mean, UNC's MBA program is ranked, I'm pretty sure they're top 10. So it's a great program to be a part of. And yeah.
Don't worry, those transfer waivers are never a problem.
Yeah.
We've never heard of anyone having any issues.
Everything's fine.
How do you go from, this is awesome, I'm the coolest person in the world and everyone wants to call me and likes me, to, okay, now it's time to be smart. Like, I've enjoyed this for the right amount of time, and now it's time to do the right thing for me?
Yeah, I mean, are you talking about like
when people start calling you, when you go in the portal and they want you?
Yeah, it was really difficult. And I was talking to my parents, and we just had a couple things that I was like, I need this at the school that I'm going to go to. Like, there were a couple non-negotiables that I was like, if a school doesn't have one of these things, I'm not going to look hard into them, and figuring out a way to tell them that, like, I'm sorry, but I'm looking elsewhere. So that helped me out a lot. And just some of my old coaches have connections to a lot of players. Like, my AAU coach knows a lot of people. He's had a ton of people in his program recruited to high-level programs. So he has relationships with those coaches, which helped me a lot too. And he knows how I play. I mean, he coached me for a while, and so he knows where I would fit in well, and my parents do too. So just talking to them and really them helping me work through that process was very helpful.
What were the non-negotiables?
I wanted a team.
Podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, number one.
Podcast, yeah. I wanted a team that played fast, that was unselfish with the ball. I mean, the academics did play a little bit of a role into it because it was so hard transferring that late, which we just talked about. But yeah, and a team that can get stops when they need to. That was a big thing. And our defense has come a long way, even in the couple games that we've played. We're still early in our season, but we've definitely taken steps forward defensively, which is exciting because to win big games, we're going to need to be able to get stops. And we realize that, and it's always been a big focus in practice. Yeah, those were the main things.
Okay, you were Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year, right?
Yes,
No big deal. Don't brag about that, Lexi. It's not a huge deal.
So your shirt does say Big 12 Defense. Ask me about my Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year award.
Why do you think you're a good defender? What makes a good defender in your mind, and how can Carolina continue to grow defensively?
Yeah, I mean, I was blessed with pretty quick feet, so that definitely plays to my advantage.
Sure.
Laterally, I'm able to move pretty well, so I think that's a big part of it. But growing up, my mom and my dad both played college basketball at a small NAI school in Wisconsin, and my mom was really good on defense. So growing up, it was never like, oh, go score the ball and don't really care what happens on the other end of the floor.
This doesn't feel like a Wisconsin state of mind to me.
Yeah, so my mom was always in my ear about defense and like never taking a play off on either side of the court. And so that really played into it. They pushed me and just really like I try to take away what the other players want to do, what their tendencies are. So focusing through the scouting report and talking to my coaches and watching film and stuff, I'm really trying to figure out what that person wants to do and how I can try to take that away. Rather it's if they're going right, it's going to be a pull-up. If they're going left, they're going to finish. Whatever those tendencies are, we just try to figure them out, and I'll do my best to take that away. We have a good post presence on defense, which is very helpful. So our guards are able to get up more, which is what we've been working on. And we know that we have shot blockers behind us. So I think our ball pressure and our intensity is a step that we can still get better at, but we definitely have seen great improvement so far.
What's the difference in being a good individual defender and being a good defensive team?
Yeah, I mean, I would say the help defense and being in the gaps and being where we want to be as a team. A lot of it does come down to like you need to be able to guard your person one-on-one.
Sure.
Or it's going to be really difficult to get a stop if they're just getting line drive layups. So we've been working on that, playing some one-on-one with our scout team boys during practice to get used to that. But yeah, another step that we can definitely get better at. But being able to play as a team, we need to be in help side. We need our help to come over and stop the ball when someone does get beat, and then learning how to rotate and close out to shooters.
I'm confident most women's teams do this,
Yeah.
but people may not know this, that you do practice against, you have guys come in and practice. Is it every day that they're with you?
Every single day, yeah.
So does that get chippy? I mean, I would think if they see you every day, at some point y'all are tired of seeing each other.
I mean, a little bit. There are days, but they're very helpful. It makes such a big difference to be able to play against guys because they're faster than us, they're bigger than us, and so it's just really good competition, especially to get us ready for big games. They learn the other team's plays, and we practice playing against them, which really helps us prep. Yeah, they're very helpful.
Any elbows start flying, anything like
Occasionally, there's some, yeah.
Just to remind everybody. Okay, yeah.
I feel like you are a very organized person.
I am, yeah.
Is there a chance that comes in any way from perhaps a parent who may have some sort of OCD scheduling issue?
Yeah, my mom. Yeah, she's a very organized person, and I definitely am a lot like her.
In what way is perhaps her scheduling maybe a little over the top? Is there anything that some of us might relate to?
Yeah, I don't know if people relate because it's a lot, but the phone calendar that is shared through iCloud through my family, and my grandma's in it because she's our immediate family member too. Like she's
making the baked goods.
Yeah. She's with us every single day. She's at almost every single one of my games, which is awesome. But yeah, it has any game you could think of, any person that I've ever played with, any person that either of them have ever coached. Their whole schedule's in our calendar.
Wow.
It has every...
Is it just constantly going off? Like the calendar notification?
My notifications are not on. Practice times for my dad because he's still a high school coach. Anything you can think of. Like, one of my friends is getting married. Her wedding's already in that calendar. Like, the day she finds out about it, it goes in the calendar.
Wow.
It was really helpful when I was in high school, but... Now I'm like, I don't really... It's just a lot to scroll through.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is more difficult, figure skating or baton twirling?
I would say figure skating, but I didn't do either for too long.
Right.
My parents put me in anything you can think of growing up. Like, I did swim team for a couple years.
Yeah.
I danced. I did everything. Yeah, figure skating was fun. I did that with my cousin. So
can you do like a Lutz or a loop, a toe loop?
I mean, not anymore. Once I got to like middle school, my dad was like, no more snow skiing, no more ice skating, that type of stuff, because I'm starting to get older and those are all winter things during basketball season. So he's like, I'd be so mad at you if you like rolled an ankle or something skiing. So yeah, I have not got on figure skates in a long time.
Did you ever do the baton twirling when they were on fire? I mean, it sounded you were young. I didn't know how adventurous y'all were.
I was really little.
You're from Wisconsin. I didn't know how crazy it gets up there.
I never got that advanced. It was more just trying to catch it.
Carolina's got a really good baton twirler this year that I've seen at the football games, and then she was at the basketball game most recently. And so in the course of this conversation about the baton twirler, someone told me some of baton twirling is deception. Like, you're not always actually twirling it. Is that true?
I really was not that advanced.
No, you're the expert.
I was probably like 6 years old, like literally just trying to catch it and like spin it a little. Like,
We should ask Red Panda when she was here. Maybe she knows.
All she can do is catch balls. You didn't get to see Red Panda because you were in the locker room.
No, I didn't, but I have seen her before.
What do you think?
She's really good, very talented.
We've got to sign both.
I know.
Yeah, no, that's really
don't
cool.
worry, Lexi and I were already going through the stuff.
Yeah.
Why, was someone late?
Yeah, before somebody else got here, Lexi and I were checking out our stuff.
Yeah.
Why is shooting contagious? Why does it feel like to outsiders that shooting is contagious sometimes, not just for a person, but for a whole team? Because the Tar Heels have had some games this year where they didn't shoot great, but then obviously this week shot the ball better.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it is contagious. Once someone hits one, it just brings the whole team forward, and we're like, okay, we got this. Like, I don't know what it is about it, but I feel like it is a thing. Like, individually and as a team, I feel like shooting is pretty contagious.
Go ahead.
So it's not like you see somebody do something, you're like, oh, okay, I'll make the same technical adjustment they did. It's just like seeing it go in is like, this is possible.
I think seeing it going in is one of the biggest parts of that.
What was the South Carolina game like? It seemed like it was a little chippy, very physical. I know they're a very physical team. What was that game like?
The environment was awesome. I mean, a sold-out Carmichael, that's what you dream of playing in. That's a big reason why I wanted to come here, because I know that, especially for big games, they get really good crowds. Like, Carmichael is full. And so the environment was the first time this year the first time ever for me that I've experienced that environment in Carmichael, but for the first time this year for the team. And it was really fun. I mean, the students came. We had a lot of fans there. So that was a big thing, a big takeaway from that game. South Carolina is very physical. They're really big. They're really tall.
Yeah, they were a big team.
That's another big thing. But, I mean, to be able to out-rebound them is a big step, and that shows our passion and our grit for the whole team. So that was something that was definitely a focus going in, because they're very capable of rebounding 5 offensive rebounds in one possession. So we were like, we know we need to take that away. It was a little chippy, but I would say more physical than anything. Yeah.
How much talk, Adam? We ask this question a lot. How much talking occurs on the court? Not like talking amongst you. I'm talking about team to team.
Yeah.
And then if it's a lot, I'm always amazed how athletes never take it personally. It's like there's talking, and then the game ends. And we're all like, "Oh man, we love you guys. It was such a great competition today." How do you do that?
Yeah, I mean, Honestly, I don't think there's a ton. Some people more than others.
Right.
You'll play against like this one person that just loves to talk. But for the most part, I feel like there isn't a lot. And we haven't really seen a lot of that this year. Maybe a little bit here and there. But I mean, it's a game. We're all super competitive. I mean, we're college athletes. We want to win. We'll do anything it takes to win. So sometimes like the emotions, heat of the moment stuff, like, yeah, people will talk, but it's nothing more than that. It's nothing more than just being competitive.
See?
Yeah.
We've established that you are probably going to the Olympics in figure skating.
Yeah.
And you are a professional
that.
baton twirler. What else do you like to do away from basketball?
Yeah, like when we get to go home for a little bit in the summer, I love jet skiing and water skiing and stuff like that because, I mean, I live in La Crosse, which is right on the Mississippi River, the border between Wisconsin and Minnesota. So being by the water is fun. That's something that I enjoy to do. Get out in the sun. It is sunny in Wisconsin in May.
Yes.
Yeah, we do get a little bit of sun.
For like 6 weeks.
Yeah. So yeah, just being with my family and friends and just going out to eat or doing something fun outside of basketball just to get my mind off it for a little bit is stuff that I look forward to.
Are you and Alyssa Usby friends?
Yes.
I just feel like
We're
you
enemies.
No, I just meant like.
No, yeah, we're good friends.
I just feel like, I mean, we spoke to Alyssa a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've continued to stay in contact since.
Yeah.
I just feel like y'all are very similar. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
she was real, like, likes to do a bunch of just different kind of weird things.
She ripsticks.
Yeah, she ripsticks.
Yeah.
Do you ripstick?
I do not. No, I don't.
But
Have
you knew
seen
about
her
the ripstick.
I have not seen her ripstick.
Oh, it seemed like you had heard about it.
No.
She's
no.
she's an even better ripsticker than you are baton twirler.
Yeah.
From what we've heard.
I would definitely believe that. Yeah.
But so, I mean, and she's from Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
So I mean,
we're from about an hour away.
so it just feels like y'all would get along to me.
Yeah, we do. We definitely have a lot of similarities competitively and just playing a lot of sports growing up and having a lot of different experiences and yeah, being from the Midwest, we got a lot in common for sure.
Are you a Green Bay Packers fan?
I don't watch a ton of NFL, honestly, but
I like how you said that like we were going to be mad. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know.
like,
It's like, get out, Lexi, out.
I'm pretty. I don't really. It doesn't really matter.
Because some
My
people
grandma
up there.
is though. My grandma's definitely a Packer fan.
Okay, let's find out more about your grandma because I feel like she's an important part of this story.
She is.
What is
yes.
her go-to recipe that if we ever are so fortunate
Yeah.
as to receive something from her, this is definitely what we'll want?
It's her caramel brownies for sure. They're unmatched.
Ooh.
It's her special recipe.
Undefeated.
Yes.
How often since you've been this far from home have you received caramel brownies?
Quite a bit. Almost every game she comes to, she brings them.
We need to get some of these
Yeah.
brownies. I'm serious.
And sometimes if she's here for like one of the times we played Wednesday, Sunday, and so my mom and my grandma just stayed here for those 5 days or whatever. And she'll make them at my apartment too.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I mean, you could hook us up a little bit
I
here,
will.
Lexi.
I
Okay.
will. Next time.
I'm
she brings
serious.
them. I'm
Okay,
too, yeah.
I'm not messing around.
What's it like coming back to the apartment and there's that aroma
Yeah.
of the brand? You know what happened while you were gone.
Yeah, I mean, it feels good. Usually I'll bring the ingredients and just leave them out of my counter. Like, if you're
Like,
not doing anything while I'm at practice,
If
I mean,
something
you could.
should occur while I was gone, it'd be fine with me.
Yeah.
Do you share these with teammates?
Oh yeah. Whenever she brings them, I bring a couple Tupperwares for after the game for everyone to grab a couple. Yeah.
What is we talked about so many different pieces, and this is becoming more and more the norm in college athletics, but what kind of things do you guys try to do to build camaraderie? We talked some to Maria Gokdang about this when she was with us a few weeks ago. Like, what kinds of things do you try to do, and is that beneficial? Because you are bringing in a lot of different people from different places.
Yeah, I think our summer was big on that because we had such a new team. There was a lot of us that haven't played with each other, and so getting adjusted on the basketball side is one part of it, but also we need to get to know each other off the court so we can really build that bond on the court, and I think those go hand in hand. They're very important. So we had a pickleball tournament right over there. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. We went whitewater rafting. There's been a couple events we've done as a team, but more so it's just like we'll have a game night at someone's apartment and everyone will show up, and it's a really good time. We had a lot of fun together and definitely grew a lot over the summer, which has helped us.
That's what I was going to say. So how does that matter on the court?
It matters a lot. I mean, we need to be able to trust each other on the court, but a lot of that does come from off the court too, and just really getting to know each other on a deeper level, not just basketball, is really important. And I mean, that's another reason why I chose Carolina. When I took my visit, you can just feel it. Like when I spent that time with just the team, no coaches, not my parents, like it was just me and the girls that were returning, and you could feel it. You could feel the environment that they had and that they really cared for each other. They were laughing and joking with each other the whole time. And so I was like, definitely an environment I could see myself fitting into, and yeah, just something I wanted to be a part of.
We only really know Carolina because this is the only school we've ever sort of seen from the inside.
Yeah.
But you've gotten to see a couple different schools, and you know more than we do. What's different about Carolina that maybe we don't understand?
I would say the relationship side of things. Coach Banghart and all the assistants, everyone on staff, they really care about you, and they want you in their offices just to come talk, not about basketball, like just to walk in there and say what's up. Like there had probably been like a week or two that I hadn't been in Coach Bankhart's office, and she came down after practice one day and was like, hey, like, do you know where my office is? Do you need me to show you? Do you need me to walk you up the stairs? Like stuff like that. Like they want you to just come in there and build relationships with them, which I know it's not like that everywhere. I have a lot of friends that play at different schools and stuff, and they're just so approachable. They really care about you off the court as well as wanting you to get better on the court.
So your dad's been a coach for a while,
yeah,
right?
He has.
What is that like, being the daughter of a coach, and what did he teach you about the game just from his natural being around it so much?
I would say it's definitely more challenging. Everything is your fault. Like you pass it to someone, they don't catch it, make a better pass. Like all the little stuff, like every loss is on you, like stuff like that. And I mean, fortunately we didn't lose a lot, so that was good, but it's challenging. He coached me. My mom coached me growing up most of the time, and then my dad did all through high school and AAU. So my parents have been coaching me most of my life. It's challenging, but it's really fun. I worked out with my dad every single day outside of practice, or like in volleyball season, I'd come home after volleyball and we would work out, and it definitely grew our relationship. Like we're very close because of that, because we spent so much time working on basketball.
We talked about this with somebody recently, although I don't remember who. Every teenager has that time frame where they're like, I'm pretty sure my parents don't know what they're talking about. Like they are the dumbest people in the world. Did that seems like that'd be difficult when they're also coaching you, and how do you kind of grow past that and then get to the point that, oh yeah, they actually know what they're talking about?
I mean, just being able to see improvements in my personal game as I was growing up, like I knew they knew what they were talking about. They both played college basketball. I mean, they played forever. My dad had been coaching for a long time, and I always knew that they knew what they were talking about and that I needed to trust them with what they were saying, because they only wanted me to get better. They would tell me what I didn't want to hear too, but that really helped me grow as a player and a person.
Do you want to coach?
I've gone back and forth. Growing up, I always thought I did. Now I'm like, we'll see, because I mean, with my MBA, I definitely would be comfortable in the business world as well. So I don't really know exactly what I want to do, but I feel like time will tell. And
sure.
Yeah.
Keaton Flagler is no joke. What do you like about that? Especially, what do you like about that while you're also doing this other very time-consuming thing?
Yeah, it's very challenging. It's much more time-consuming than my undergrad ever was. So that's definitely been an adjustment, just working on my time management and knowing that I don't ever really have an hour to waste. I need to be like my mom and plan everything out.
Get that calendar fired up.
Yep. And just so I can stay on top of practice times and treatment and all of the school that goes along with it. But yeah, I'm really happy to be in that business school and getting my MBA, because I know that it'll just set me up for success in the future. Especially being a college athlete, you don't really have time for any work experience.
Sure.
Like, there's not really a time in the year that I could work, and so just having that experience with the MBA and everything that I've been learning throughout all my classes will really help me once I go to get a job in the future.
All right, before we let you go, tell us, other than this like 4 or 6 weeks of sun, tell us something about Wisconsin. It's just like an area of the country I haven't been to very much. Like, tell us a little bit about it. What should we know about it?
It's beautiful.
Okay.
Especially the area I live in. So it's right on the Mississippi. There's waters and lakes and stuff. And then there's these bluffs, really big hills full of trees. It's beautiful in the summer when it's all green, in the fall when all the leaves change colors and everything. It's a really pretty place. The whole state's not like that, but especially the area that I'm from is really beautiful.
What's a lot of snow to you?
Ooh.
That's a good question. I mean, I would say got to be over like 10 inches.
That's the last. Lexi and I were talking before you got here, Adam. I said, look, if it snows like 2-3 inches here, we're out for a couple of days. We're done.
Yeah. I'm like, I got 4-wheel drive. I'll be good.
Yeah, around here we just stay at the house for a week and let it
melt away. What the people from the north don't understand, Adam, is the ice. That's what's really tricky here.
Yeah.
I said I got 4-wheel drive. I've been driving.
A lot of people have made that mistake
lately. I had to take my
lately.
driver's test on ice.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So you went to the DMV and there was snow on the ground and you're like, that's all right, we're doing it.
Over from the night before, yeah.
And you in no way thought maybe we could do this a couple days ago?
I had just turned 16. I wanted to get my license.
Yeah, get out of here, old man. You don't understand.
Had to drive to the Bluffs.
Yeah.
Carolina and UConn on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
As we all know, UConn is an important name in women's basketball and a good team this year, as are the Tar Heels. What are the keys against the Huskies on Sunday at 5 o'clock?
Yeah, so I mean, we'll start scouting them tomorrow and start getting ready for all of that. They're a really good team. They can really push the ball in transition, so we're going to have to focus on slowing them down there and finding their shooters because they have a lot of people that can really shoot it from three. So that'll be a big key. And then obviously they have a really strong post presence as well. So they just have very talented players. So it's going to be a full team effort, especially defensively, to figure out how we can slow them down and try to take away what they want to do.